Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Grayson the Dean 221 Nichols here again on the Elite Rounders YouTube channel, going over the newest episode of High Stakes Poker, Season 8, Episode 13. If you didn't get to check our video last week, go and check it out. We talked about arguably the greatest fold of all time, where Doug Polk was able to fold the second nuts face up to Phil Hellmuth. And Hellmuth has continued to be a laughingstock of this table. So I kind of just wanted to jump right back in and talk about another hand this week that he played just really badly again. So, I really recommend going back to watch the last video. It was one of the coolest ones. We had some really good interactions from you guys. So go ahead and again, post in the comments this week. Let me know what you think of Hellmuth's play again. It's definitely been fun to go over some of these hands. I'm just going to hop right into it again. And as always, please like and subscribe. You will see our videos on YouTube when you log in, so you'll be able to catch all the new content that we put out. But yeah, let's just hop right into it. So my replayer was being a little funky earlier, so I just thought we'd focus on the screenshot of what ended up happening here. But the blinds are 200, 400, and the action is opened up by Board, the guy who's kind of on tilt and is one of the loose cannons of the table, to 1100, which gets called by Daniels, and then Hellmuth defends in the big blind. So flop comes out 7, 8, 9, 2 spades, and Hellmuth checks, Board c-bets 2,000, Daniels calls the 2,000, and then Hellmuth check raises really tiny to 5K. So, something I want to tell you guys, make sure your sizing makes sense. If you make a small check raise, make sure it's for a reason, right? I'm not sure exactly what his reasoning was here. It's kind of a funky bet where he's not really making a lot of better hands fold, and he's not really getting a ton of worse to call. So it's just strange. I don't think it accomplishes a ton. So I'm not sure I really like his small check raise here. Maybe a little bit bigger would make more sense. But again, for you guys, focus on what your sizing is accomplishing. I think that's a really important thing to keep in the back of your head. So Board folded with his bottom pair, actually folding a hand better than Hellmuth, surprisingly. And Daniels calls with his gut shot and backdoor second nut flush draw. So the turn makes Hellmuth flush with the queen of spades, and for some reason, after check raising flop, he decides to check call the turn when he hits his flush. Very strange, doesn't really make sense. I don't like it that much. I think maybe the worst thing he could look like here would be something like a set of 7s, 8s, or 9s, or a jack 10 that's nervous about the flush. It certainly doesn't make sense for him to play his flush in this fashion. So he checks, Daniels bets 7K, Hellmuth calls quickly. Rivers the deuce of hearts, and Hellmuth just donk leads 14K into about a 32,000 chip pot, to which Daniels then raises to 57,000. And now you see Mr. Hellmuth in the tank. He is agonizing over what to do. And let's just talk a little bit about this really fast. So first of all, Hellmuth's line has been completely confusing and backwards. So when you take a confusing and backwards line, and you are met with aggression, especially strange aggression from an opponent, I don't think you have the ability to fold. I believe if you play a hand aggressively and bet large in multiple places, and then you get raised, then you can find a place to hero call. So for instance, if Phil had check raised flop, barreled turn 10,000, bet river 24,000, and then Daniels raised, well, now I could actually wrap my head around maybe making a hero fold, because then Daniels would look a lot like hands like ace X of spades, king jack of spades, king 10 of spades, etc., right? But Hellmuth didn't take an ultra strong line leading up to this moment, right? So bluffs make sense for Daniels. Also, Hellmuth is talking like, what can you have? What can you have? Just as he's kind of blabbering like a goofus, like always. And I'll tell you what he could have, Phil. He could have had hands like ace 10, ace jack, king jack, all with a naked spade that missed. There are a number of hands that would have played it the way he did that could now be bluffing in this spot, especially when you, Phil, take a peculiar line that doesn't look entirely nutted, right? I would say Hellmuth's line here looks a lot like maybe a set of 7s or a set of 8s. That's probably what I would have expected if playing in the hand against him. And I don't know about Daniel's bluff here either, to be honest. I mean, maybe because Phil's playing so bad, it's reasonable, but it's definitely a little ambitious, right? So sure enough, Phil tanks for like 5 minutes. It takes him forever, and he digs deep, and he finally makes the call, and he stands up like triumphant, as if he's the best player in the world, When in actuality, he just looked like such an idiot the whole time in this hand, not knowing what he's doing on each street, getting to the river without a plan, not really, kind of like going through any sort of process. Like, I truly think he is out there just clicking buttons, and the game has just passed him by. So, I want to hear what you guys think. I, again, think this hand is hilarious. I'd recommend checking out the new episode on Poker Go. They run every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys got to jump on this. I mean, this is some wild action, and just watching Hellmuth just burn, and just crash and burn against all these great players and watching them laugh at him is kind of a treat in and of itself. So, post in the comments what you guys think. Would you guys have folded here? Would you guys have snap called? I mean, what do you guys think of Phil's play in general in these episodes? Look forward to hearing from you guys. Best of luck this week, and I will see you all next Tuesday morning for my Poker After Dark recap. And of course, as always, next Thursday on the Elite Rounders YouTube channel with my Phil Hellmuth and Durr recap from whatever nonsense they got into on the latest high stakes poker episode. And maybe I'll do a bonus video this weekend. Actually, Durr had some pretty cool hands in this episode that were somewhat overshadowed by Hellmuth's buffoonery. So definitely hit that subscribe button and you'll see when I put one of those out randomly this weekend. But best of luck this week, guys, and I'll see you all next week. Take care.